did a good job of doing what they did prior to the Jimmy Butler trade, and that was win 500 at this point. So they had 4 games since we had our last episode here, and they took the L against Denver, 114 to 105. They took the dubs against Milwaukee, 104-93, followed up with another dub, 117 to 114 against Toronto, and then the L against Atlanta, 124 to 115. So I did say I was at spring training in Arizona, so I didn't catch a lot of these games, and I was back in the office all week. I did catch the Milwaukee game. I caught some highlights of the Toronto game. What I did see in the Atlanta game were highlights of Trey Young doing his best moonwalk impersonation at the half court line and taking about 6 steps, and nobody called the whistle. So that was cool. I can imagine if I watched that game, I would have been extremely frustrated. You said that you also found both the losses to be extremely frustrating.
Very frustrating. I mean, the Warriors against the Nuggets didn't have the Joker on their team, so
Or Murray.
or Murray. So I mean, to show up like that and to lose that game, the Nuggets came out, they threw haymakers, and the Warriors were not able to overcome. So they got punched in the mouth. They lost. That sucked, because you were going up against a team that's ahead of you in the standings. We've been talking about it past couple weeks since Jimmy Butler became a Warrior and how much different this team is, and you really didn't have the energy, didn't show up. So it is what it is. You lost. You bounced back against the Bucks, the Raptors. The Raptors game was way closer than it should have been. um, so you pull that out, and then I would have to say the most disappointing game is definitely the Hawks game. That's a team that you should have handled, even without Steph Curry. Um, but it is what it is. At least it's a East opponent. You had the opportunity to really pick up a game. The Lakers lost that day. Some other teams ahead of you lost that day. So, with that said, on the coming week, uh, you really got to string some long winning streaks together if you want to retain the 6th seed or even try to move up. But there's starting on, I think it's April 1st. It's all divisional teams, all teams that are right above you or right on your ass. So you need to start putting some wins together, and you got to get healthy. So, yeah, I know Steph Curry's going to take some time off and get healthy. Um, but regardless, you cannot surrender the 6th seed. You cannot fall. Um, I think the Warriors are a better team with Jimmy Butler, but I do not want to play in the play-in tournament, even though some of these teams that you would play against don't necessarily scare me. But anything can happen in a one game playoff, and I don't want no part of it. I would rather just stay the 6th seed, or if I can get to the 5. Um, but yeah, couple of disappointing losses, and so a couple of unimpressive wins. So kind of a mediocre week for me.
Yeah, I would say at this point, I mean, like they split it here, going 500, but plenty of chances to pick up where you can here. Starting tonight, I know this is only going to be a East Divisional opponent, but it should set a tone. I mean, I think Jimmy Butler, if you were sandbagging against Atlanta to get ready against Miami, we need to see it, man. I mean, you had this big talks of Jimmy buckets, and I've seen a flash of it, but we're getting closer to the end here with 11 games left, and it doesn't look like Curry's going to be available for this game, but he'll be available on Friday unless game time decision changes for Tuesday here, I should say. But that's got to be the big game. You circle that game. Everyone's been wanting to see that one. It's the revenge game for Jimmy Butler, as it is for Andrew Wiggins. And then after that, you play against New Orleans and then San Antonio, who is absolutely depleted. So if you lose to San Antonio, yeah, I think not necessarily alarm bells are going off, but
You
the
got to
button
go
to turn
three
on the
and zero.
switch. Yep.
You got to go 3-0 on these next three, because once the calendar flips to April, you really you really got no margin for error.
Mm-hmm.
So these final 11 games or so, you really have to go like 9-2, to
Yeah.
just hold on to the 6th seed, with all these guys, other teams chomping at your heels, and you're trying to move up or stay the same at the six. So in the next few weeks, we're definitely going to find out where the Warriors fall. I just want some playoff basketball. I did not expect this team, even with Jimmy Butler, to be a contender. If they somehow make it to a Western Conference Finals and make my life a little bit interesting and entertaining, I am super thankful for that. But ultimately, I would really love to win another championship and make this the Curry era.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Alrighty. Well, the madness that is the Warriors. I think we're just going to go to the news and notes of the madness of the other hardwood four here. College March Madness. I don't have our standings up. If you could pull it up here for us, Sam. But in the meantime, I will say it's had some pretty crazy games to start the beginning of this, getting into the Sweet 16 here. But it kind of seems like for the most part, it's what you expect. The one seats are still alive, the two seats are still alive. So I would say there's not much as far as Cinderella stories or drama outside of the Sweet 16. You basically had number 12 McNeese State, top number 5 Clemson, but both of those teams are now eliminated. Um, McNeese's win was the first win in a tournament history for them. You had number 10 Arkansas's pull off by beating number 2 St. John's to reach the Sweet 16 in John Calipari's first season. So, yeah, there's some stunners there, but ultimately we're rounding it out with Auburn, a 1 seed, will be playing number 5 seed Michigan. Duke, a 1 seed, will be playing 4 seed Arizona. Michigan, a 2 seed, will be playing 6 seed Ole Miss. And Alabama, the other 2 seed, will be playing 6 seed BYU. So I think when I last checked the other night, Sam, I think you and I are tied. I don't know if that has since changed, but I'm thinking Vince is going to have to pull a magic or pull a rabbit out of his hat to try and catch up to us here.
There's no way he's going to catch us, dude. He has 38 points and I have 49 and you have 50. I have a chance of a 173 points and you have a shot at 170 max points. Where Vince has a chance at 158 max points. So he's probably eliminated.
I do like that I picked my Final Four to be the ones and twos, and it looks like we're lined up. Like I still have a chance to get this right here. I have Auburn going against Michigan, Duke going against Alabama, and then we round that out with Michigan State versus Duke. And I think Duke's going to pull that out. I think Cooper Flag is just an absolute beast and will be the number 1 pick next year.
Yeah, I have in the Final Four, I have Michigan State, Florida, Duke, and Tennessee, and then Michigan State and Duke with Duke winning it all. So um, we'll see. It's everyone's bracket's broken at this point. I did hear about one person did have the McNess upset. So I
Wow.
saw somebody showing that online that they did have that in their bracket, which was extremely surprising. So they should have bought a lotto ticket that day.
My bracket was busted literally by the first game between Louisville and Creighton.
Yeah,
An
same,
8-9, So what are you gonna do? I
same.
guess I'm not gonna win Warren Buffett's money this year. So no $1 million for me this year. I guess, huh?
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Yep.
I mean, as long as I guess like as long as Cooper Flag stays healthy throughout the tournament, I would think they're the favorites to win it all. He's just such a dominant player right now, and he looks healthy. So good luck, rest of college basketball.
Yeah. I don't know any college player currently that practiced the offseason with Team USA. So put that on
Yeah.
your resume. So